Good morning, all. Welcome to episode 3 of the Rugby Chat 2026. Good morning, Mr. Donny Bell. Straight from Timaru. And a huge happy birthday to you yesterday. Happy birthday to you yesterday.
Thank you. Yep. Morning.
Mr. Sheehan, how are you, fellas?
Yeah, you can fucking throw that bloody shirt out.
It's the Ellesmere shirt.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ellesmere.
I said I would. Finally got it after 6 months of waiting. But hey, Rugby Heartland is a proud supporter of sub-unions, little unions, clubs and all that. So you never know. Drop us a line. I might sponsor you. You never know. Ellesmere did. So, okay, they only play 5 games, but we end up with a jersey. And it looks like Johnsonville. That's the good thing about it. So, there you go.
Mighty Jayville.
Mighty Hawks here. So, gentlemen, how was your weekend? I don't have to ask you, Mr. Bell.
You start, Mike.
Yeah, good weekend, yeah. Yeah, just the normal rugby and beers and sunshine. She's a bit of a rainy day down here today, but that's all right.
That's all right. It's a rainy day up here as well.
Yeah,
we're in the middle of summer, and as Punxsutawney Phil said, 6 more weeks of winter, and I just went, yay, 6 more weeks of summer for us then.
Yeah,
if it arrives.
We had some beautiful sunshine for about 5 days, and now it's gone back to the wet and cold. Certainly wet up the road here as well, Mike, but a very happy birthday once again for yesterday. It sounds like we've all got birthdays. So you, myself on Friday, thank you so much, Rabs, for the wonderful shouts, and Mike and the birthday messages. A lot of my friends saw them on the stream, and yeah, just beyond grateful. And Rabs, when's your birthday? Are we all in a row or...
Funny you should say that. No, the missus said it today. No, in March. So it's a month away.
Behind us. Yeah.
No. Yeah, not too far behind, but well ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, am I leading the age group or not? Who's leading?
Well, I reckon you're what, 43, 44?
Oh, I was from Clement. I've got, actually, believe it or not, showing my great maturity, I've actually got the big one next year, boys. So, not the 5-0. I've actually got, I've got the big old 4-0 next year. So it was.
Oh, you're on your young bucks.
Next year's the 40. So what are we doing for it?
Well, I don't know, but I know next year in 2027 will be my big. Believe it or not, I know I show my age, but my big 6-0.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have picked that. I thought you were about to say 50.
Shit, no, I'm 58. No, I'm 50. Yeah, I'm 58 now. It's either you forget how old you are after a while. No, 59.
No, I'm trying to ignore my age. Yeah.
Yeah, no, got rid of all the grey hairs. But anyway, well, interesting weekend. We were sort of right and sort of wrong, but I'll add the scores here from the weekend. Of course, the mighty Hurricanes picked that, didn't we, boys? They got up over the Blues, but poor old Brad Shields broke his finger, and Peyton Spencer got knocked out after 5 minutes. So now we know why they have 50 players in a team.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, just to jump in here, just coming off the back of what Reb said there, injuries are a real problem, and it's not something we can just wipe out like that. It becomes a real problem with pre-season, boys. Last year we had Finley Brewis and Seb Calder go down. Finley Brewis was ruled out for the season. We really missed him at prop down in Crusader country, and Seb Calder was out for a long time as well. My understanding, Mike might be able to help me out here, and you, Reb, so I believe the game was played at Kirwee. It was a non-broadcasted game at the time. They're just looking to get people to the event, and we'll go much more into that. But, yeah, just wanted to say a massive hats off to the Hurricanes. Nice start for them. against a strong Blues outfit, pre-season or not. And yeah, just a concern, boys, around injuries. It is a worry, isn't it, that these rock-hard grounds, you do get a lot of injuries in pre-season. We saw a couple down at Timaru as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, it is interesting, but hey, it's still a win's a win at the National Stadium of
Exactly
Scots
right.
College. Or Scots College, whatever they call it in Auckland, our new national stadium. But yeah, very happy that the Hurricanes got up. They pretty much dominated the whole match there, which was also good too. It wasn't, they got to the lead and held on to it. And then just before the big game that you called there, Donny, we had the Chiefs taking on the Drua, and that was a lot closer than it was. I mean, it wasn't until late in the game that the Chiefs drew away from the Drua, but it sounds like the Drua are going to be throwing this ball around after scoring a massive 70-metre try.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that game, but I've seen some highlights, and yeah, the Drua weren't afraid to throw it around like the Fiji Sevens boys, which was an absolute spectacle.
Yeah, we'll cover the Sevens later in the show, but of course, then we had
Blake Park, just really great to see, of course, with everything going on and what's taken place and occurred, of course, in the poor Mount. I thought it was very fitting they paid tribute and there to those that passed in the Mount, but that they had the game there at Blake Park in Mount Maunganui and taking rugby yet again to another area of the country. And I thought it was very special. And I didn't quite think, like Reb said, that the Drua would score so many points and be so competitive. And the fact that they're not afraid to chance their arm doesn't surprise me at all. They can counter punch from anywhere, and they've been doing it for years at home. Great to see them do it abroad.
Yeah, no, they it looks like they found their passport, so hopefully we'll get some. They'll keep some of that form going. And then of course. Yeah, and then of course we were down there at Timaru with some couple of young chaps commentating the match on Saturday, which was an awesome call by you and Chainsaw. 33 points to 10, with the All Black coach in waiting, probably scratching his head. But the Highlanders didn't throw a shot.
No, they didn't. I was quite disappointed. They kind of come to life in the second half a bit, but Angus Tauvel made an impression in the second half, and I thought the young fullbacks, Stanley Solomon, had a good game, but there was a few others that could have put their hand up, but didn't really do much. But yeah, that's on to the next one. Good to see the Aiken family there, Rowdy Aiken, Tamika Transport, done a lot for South Canterbury Rugby. And my question to you, Donny, is how many pies did you and Chainsaw eat?
I love when the boys said 18 pies between them. Boys, I really enjoyed it, and I thought you'd love that. The great southern pies, Canterbury lamb, absolutely bang on the money. We made sure we had one when we got a chance to catch our breath during the game. It was a really nice pie. I sort of got the pies thrown at me, and that's right, Donny, you need to promote the great southern pies. And I was getting texts, and I saw on the group chat, the boy said, oh, good to see you getting into the pies. And I made sure I snuck one into my brother's backpack after the game. He came down. He's actually a Highlanders fan, Mike. You'll be pleased to hear. And I got him one, but yeah, I thought the Highlanders, I've got to touch on, I thought Angus Tarvell brought a lot of experience, maturity and leadership the Highlanders also need with a very young forward pack. I thought he scrummed particularly well and led from the front with the ball in hand. I was very impressed. He's exactly what they need, a mature head in that pack. I thought Lasaka was very good at number 7, not just because of his almighty whopping hit that went viral, but I thought he played well. I thought Nicola Broughton was very good as well. I thought, he played really well when he came on. And Stanley Solomon showing he was very good under the high ball at wing and fullback, and Tangi Tau doing Tangi Tau things. So that was my side from the Highlanders. Guys, the crowd, phenomenal. Great to see close to 4,500 down there and to see Tamika Transport get around the event. did you want me to go in to say what I thought of the Crusaders, or?
May as well.
Yeah, no, keep going. You were there.
Yeah, no, there were just a couple of guys that stood out, and I've talked to Mike about it a little bit. And I'm sure you saw flashes as well, Rabs. I thought Taha Kamara played really well. 9 months out with a horrific injury, and to come back like that and have so much time with the ball, I thought he had some really nice long kicking. I thought the Highlanders could have benefited. I know it's a pre-season. You don't look into it all too much, but I did like his long-range kicking. I liked his 4-from-4 conversions, a few tricky ones, a few Daryl Toughies. I liked the way he cut through the line. I thought he was their key back. And before Paul McLeod, the Meffin man, big shout out to the Meffin man himself, Dale McLeod, but I thought him and Enor looked good. And Fihaki's usually very solid, but for me, the pick of the backs was Kamara. And I thought the loose forwards of Blackadder, Johnny Lee, the young guy from Tasman Marco out of Cross College, and Ollie Mattis started really well, and their forward pack did great things. But definitely the Highlanders had some solid players come on in the forward pack, and I thought they improved their game in the second half. But yeah, how much you read into all of this, I don't know. But great to see the ball being chucked around. And we had Locks kicking the ball. That's how I knew it was a pre-season, boys.
I enjoyed Callow's performance. I thought he went really, really well.
He was immense, actually. I forgot to touch on him. Yeah, tell us about him, Rabs. What'd you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, he came on later. But, you know, just some of those angles he was running and the breakthroughs that he did get, you know, setting up, you know, his other fellow Lucy's to come onto the ball, I just thought was, well, I'll say it, he had a bit of Josh Cromfieldness about him.
That's fair. He did.
You know?
What did you think, Mike? He's got a bit of energy, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think the Crusaders full pack had a good game. They were throwing it around. They were running good support lines. They were all supporting each other. They were hitting the rucks and the breakdowns with 2 or 3 people. I thought both hookers had a good game. Nick Hyde, the fella from Glenmark, come back for another year. But it was. Hopefully, Dallas McLeod and the number 15. I think they both sustained injuries, so hopefully they can. Hopefully they can. They're available this week. So.
Yeah. So anyway,
they look good, those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at the games coming up in a minute, but we'll just finish off with these Australians. What steroids are the Force on this year?
What are they?
You know, I mean, okay, they got up over the Reds. It was a close game. It was played kick and giggle, 3 30-minute halves. But 42-12, a 30-point win over the Brumbies? Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, are we missing something here? I know the Brumbies rested a lot of players, but it doesn't matter. Nobody picked that score and result, did they? Surely.
I didn't.
No,
George Rich got a run.
Well, is it the Leon McDonald factor there?
I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him do well.
Yeah. I mean, the Force, I mean, again, pre-season means really just, you know, as you pointed out, you know, a lot of players not there, because then we head over to Ballymore. What a great ground that is. And the Reds, well, you know, they were my Aussie team of the year this year, and they got thumped with our first look at the Waratahs by again, 30 points, 49-19.
Didn't see that coming, and they're my Australian team. I've seen this squad on paper, barring injuries. I can see the Reds still being the team to beat, but what on earth happened there? Is it just once again resting guys, or?
I think the Force are going to be contenders this year. I think they've managed to keep the core of their group together, but they've had a lot of players come into their squad this year from outside of the squad. Obviously, they've kept the same head coach and what have you. But yeah, really interesting to see what sort of impact Leon McDonald will be having over there.
Yeah. And again, if you think we're all talking shit, throw it in the comments if you're watching, and we'll try and answer your questions. So that was the results. But of course, before we get into what the games are this week, Super Rugby have announced, the rules, innovations, trials. And the first one is the penalty try and yellow card. I totally agree with this one. I'll see if I can blow it up so you guys can read it. There we go. That it's not going to be mandatory for the referee to issue a yellow or a red card when awarding a penalty try. I mean, to me, when a penalty try's been given and then they get a yellow or a red card, that's like a double whammy.
Yeah,
so I'm quite good that, if it wasn't malicious, yeah, fine. But, I'm glad they've got rid of that rule where, unless it's a malicious one, yeah, penalty, 7 points, move on. But, I think common sense might have hit in there. Because that's the game.
Yeah, I'm mostly in agreement with those rules, particularly the quick tap rule. That's going to suit players like Cam Roigard. I've seen a comment on social media. Someone commented Roigard's going to go rampant, and because he's a master of the quick tap, so that'll suit him down to the ground.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with the majority too, and I love the penalty try rule. Rabs, like you said, it can be a double whammy, and it can kill sides, and not often are they, it's right on the borderline, the reason for the penalty try, and that's enough. Sometimes just punishing teams with 7 points and having that ability to, if they believe they should be sent to the bin or sent off with the penalty try, or if they have the ability to say penalty try is enough. That's important. Yeah, Cam Roigard, he's an absolute weapon. Going quick with the tap ball, he will just be frothing hearing that, and there'll be a few others. I would have thought Falau Whakatava that would suit, and I'm sure a few across the Tasman too, guys like Lonergan.
Yeah.
So this is just for Super Rugby. It's not for Club Rugby.
Yeah, Super Rugby. Yeah, and the good thing there as well, the more free kick. I mean, that's going to speed the game up because sometimes we can sit watching a scrum set for 5 minutes. So. I mean, I know Rhodey will be going, it's looking more like bloody league every day. But, if we can speed the game up and get a bit more, that's good. And also the referee in the rucks, when he has said use it, no additional players from the team in position can join the ruck, which is fine too, because they've been told to use it. They shouldn't be joining the ruck. And the last one, I don't know about this one, the 50-22, that teams will be permitted to pass the ball back into their half before kicking a 50-22. So I don't know about that one. Because that means, if they're there, they might be able to set up a bit of a kick from halfway. I can see a few teams looking at utilising that particular rule. But sometimes when they just had a kick from inside their own half and it went for a 22, you got quite excited. But if it's going to be a set play, I'll be interested to see how often we see more 50-22s in the games moving forward. Laws continuing. This is up your Hutt Valley, the television match official will only intervene unprompted if the referee has overlooked foul play, has overlooked clear and obvious infringement leading to a try, and the assistance of the TMO at any other time can only be instigated by the referee. Will we see that? Or will we still hear check, check?
No, it needs to happen because it has to because you're getting it is because you're getting these bloody TMOs that are yapping in the ref's ear, and you can hear them on the TV when they're broadcasting, and it's it needs to stop. It's undermining the referee's ability as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I concur. It slows the game down, and even more so, the ref's ability to ref the game. You're not always going to know 100% of the decisions all the time, but I would rather they slightly get the odd one here or there, like back in the day, the odd one not 100% right, than a TMO being in his ear and the ref second-guessing himself every 5 seconds because of the TMO coming in all the time, and then just the most unstructured game of rugby. It makes league look absolutely wonderful. It is a great game, league, of course, but besides the point, rugby does not need all of these stop-starts with the TMO taking a week from last Tuesday's training to analyse a decision.
Well, yeah, and then on top of that, when they get it wrong, I haven't got the photo, but and I can't remember the player's name, but he played for the Sharks against the Stormers in the weekend in the URC. He put the kick through, and the poor old Stormer went to sort of think, oh yeah, that's okay, it's going dead, and the Shark came through, flying in, got the try, but when you really pause it at the moment of impact, the Stormer actually had his hands on the ball with the ball on the ground, and the try was still given to the Sharks. It's when the TMO makes a mistake like that that throws the TMO suggestion under, I mean, yeah, it was unbelievable, really. And the Sharks went on to beat the Stormers. So, that was a huge call where a TMO just got it completely and utterly wrong. And we do sometimes see it, like we were watching these, one of the preseason games, and I think it might have been in your game, Donnie, where the, was it that game or another game? I can't remember now. But anyway, a guy got smacked with it was in the sevens. And the New Zealander got the guy high, got him around the chest, but the TMO was, the linesman was convinced he'd got him around the head, which would have been a red card, right? But after they looked at it, the referee turned around, looked at it, saw it, and went, yeah, no, you just didn't wrap your arms, you hit the chest, and it's a penalty. But if that was a true TMO, they would have gone back just looking for that whisker chin thing to, knock them out. So, it was quite annoying to see that. But the referee prevailed, and at the end of the day, yay, the referee prevailed. So anyway, that's the results coming, what we've got to look forward to. But now we've got this week, and this week we have week 3, the Brumbies taking on the Waratahs. Can the Brumbies bounce back?
No.
And that's going to be played at Canberra. So
depends what team they pick, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I think the Brumbies will bounce back a week out from the opening round. So I think the Waratahs will get a rude awakening, I think.
I'll go Brumbies 12 and under.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
I'll go Waratahs 12 and over.
Could happen. If the Brumbies pick a similar team and the Waratahs have got the momentum from last week, that could happen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got Waitangi Day here in New Zealand on Friday, and it all kicks off at 2:30. There is a live stream going to be taking part. We'll put the link up nearer the time. That's going to be on YouTube for those that were looking for pre-season matches last weekend. So we've got the Highlanders taking on Moana Pacifica down there at mighty Queenstown. Did the Pit TV give you a call? And if not, why not?
Oh, the Pits TV, yeah. I'd certainly love to be doing that again. Jokes aside, the more experience I get, the better. And personally, for me, I thoroughly enjoyed calling rugby at that level. I enjoyed knowing a lot of the names that were playing. A lot of time you're doing a lot of research, which is great. But at the same time, it was great to be able to call that level of rugby. very much enjoyed it, and I would love to call that spectacle down in Queenstown, but I would have thought they may have some local commentators down in Highlanders country lined up for that. But yes, I'm always hopeful for a call up again to add to the repertoire. Last year, delving into Farapana and my beloved Heartland, and to get Super was beyond special. So let us know if you're looking for someone, but they may already have somebody there. But what a game and what a day that'll be in Queenstown. I hope they get a beaut day for it with the Remarkables in the background and two very exciting sides.
Yeah, this is the first look at Moana Pacifica for the year, is it? This is the first game. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. But yeah, I'll pick the Highlanders 12 and over. I think. Hopefully we'll see a better spectacle than last week. Mm.
Yeah, well, they would have got rid of all their cobwebs and stuff like that. So Moana Pacifica, Tana Umaga in charge again. Miracle leading the pack. A baby Artie, you could almost say. I think the colder temperatures will be the Highlanders factor there, unless the weather does turn on a Central Otago day and become about 50 degrees. But
it'll be one or the other.
Yeah. I think for me it'll be a 13 plus to the Highlanders. So that'll be an interesting matchup there.
Going 12 and under Highlanders in that one, I think.
Yeah, and then
it could easily go that way, but I think Moana first game, Tana there, Miracle Whalangi, be looking for a big game. But let's just say it ends 12 and under. But yeah.
And then, of course, half an hour later, kick-off up there at Onawa Domain, the spiritual home of North Harbour Rugby. With the Blues taking on the Crusaders again. No shout-out about any live feed or stream or anything like that. The Blues are keeping it very under wraps, their pre-season games. Crusaders, after last week's performance by the Hurricanes against the Blues and the Crusaders against the Highlanders, you'd have to say the Crusaders by 20 points.
You go.
I think so. I think the Crusaders will keep them momentum up and might make a few changes and give other people a run. But it's Crusaders' game for the taking, and they'll look to take that momentum into round one when they play the Highlanders in the first round.
Just like to touch on the Onawa Domain. I played there once upon a time for the Takapuna Division 2 senior side when I was up there in 2009, 2010. And great ground. Tell me something though, Rebs. I'm expecting the Crusaders to take this after what I saw last week. Even if they do tinker slightly with the side, I think they've got a heck of a lot of depth. I was talking to Matt Todd, and he was telling me how much depth they are carrying in, fairly injury-free all in all. They've started pre-season, in terms of some great cohesion, and they've had some good camps prior to the season. But did the Blues not stream last week or last week's game against the Canes or this one? They're not doing any commentary or streaming?
They've showed a few little Facebook reels of scoring. I mean, the Hurricanes did. But no, there has been words around messages from Bev's broadcasting and that wanting to know, and he sent through emails and they're going, we're not doing anything, and he was quite happy to go and film it for them. So
they're keeping it low key.
Yeah, very low key. So
interesting.
But the Crusaders, injury wise, touch wood for the Canterbury supporters, but they've been quite okay. Blues did walk away with a few injuries from that first match, so I just think the Crusaders will be wanting to make a statement and hit the ground running. So for me, Crusaders by 20. So that's Highlanders by 20, Crusaders by 20. There's a bit of a theme going on there for me.
There's not too many injuries in these games.
Yeah. So then we have Fiji Drua taking on a provincial selection, which will be an interesting match. First match at home for the Drua. That's going to be played at Churchill Park in Lautoka. Yeah, I mean, after last week's effort against the Chiefs, back home, familiar territory, playing their cousins who are probably knocking on the door of super contracts and international selections. But Fiji Drua, they'll be buoyed by that performance against the Chiefs, I'll say, and I think they'll pick it up 13 plus.
Yeah, Drua by 30.
Oh, you reckon? That high? Okay.
Yeah.
Drua by 25.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't seen much, if any, of the that. What is it? Presidential election.
No.
Yeah, but
well, they are going to be going on a tour to Europe, apparently. So good on them.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah, and then of course on Saturday here in Wellington, after everyone's got over the Waitangi weekend protests and hangovers, we have the Canes taking on the Chiefs at Jerry Collins Stadium in Porirua. 1 o'clock kickoff, so the weather is meant to be okay. So I think we'll see some massive running rugby there. Yeah, well, I'm just going to say the Hurricanes by 100.
Chiefs 12 and over.
Wash your mouth out.
I'll go the Hurricanes.
Start calling you roadie.
Hurricanes 12 and under. That'll be plenty of tries. I would have thought that'll be a try fest if it's a hot day. And two very good sides. Yeah,
so with what we've seen so far in Super Rugby at the moment, I'll just go there. So, what's going on here? Why is that gone all bloody horribly? There we go, that's better. So Super Rugby, it's heating up, but we're not that far away now from the first round. Have we changed our minds for our top 8, or we're still going to stick with what we said last week?
Well, we can't really get a gauge on it because all the teams haven't brought their big guns back, have they? Like De Groot and Fabian Holland and Tavatava Nawai. And, I mean, looking at the footage from Fraser Park, there's a lot of Crusaders, big guns that were walking around with sunglasses on, holding bottles of water, signing autographs. So, we won't, there's a lot of players that are still being arrested.
So true.
That need to come back into their respective squads so we can actually get a gauge on what's going on, I mean, had the Crusaders and the Highlanders had been full strength at Timaru, would the score have been different? What would have been different?
Yeah, that's true. And of course, Bowden Barrett and all that were still on the sidelines for the Blues and blah, blah, blah. So, but anyway, that's Super Rugby to look forward to. So congratulations to the girls, unbeaten in Singapore, 15 games from 15. Oh my God, what is Georgia Miller on? She has got the balance of a ballerina, has she not? Her center of gravity is amazing.
Yeah, there's
what a player.
Prodigal of South Canterbury rugby, isn't it?
Yeah, so, when she scored that try and she got tackled about 4 times, her hips were moving left, right, and she was doing it all on one leg. And she still didn't fall over and went over. And I think she did it twice. It was just amazing athleticism. You just have to say.
Logic, science, you name it.
Oh, I know. Really, really crazy. So well done to the girls there. And of course, Fiji back on top of the world. But you've got to give a shout out to Michael Manson, don't you? He should sign an All Whites contract and go to the Soccer World Cup later in the year after that performance.
Yeah.
I take it he's not being drafted into the Highlanders this year.
Well, I guess we wait and see because
judging by their performance, he might.
Well, yeah, I mean they've got Perth coming up this weekend, and but in the series, we're at least we're doing better than this than this time last year, I think we were 7th. So at least we're in second place.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they basically got a rocket at the camp this year, didn't they? We don't want another season like last year. It was terrible last season. And of course, the girls are now 2 points clear in the women's series. But if we look forward to this weekend in Perth, some late nights ahead, don't forget, because they're like tomorrow for us. So New Zealand have got to take on Australia, Great Britain and France. That is going to be a tough pull, Mike, because France aren't easy beats. The Aussies aren't easy beats. The only one that is there is Great Britain, but only the top 2 go through to the cup round.
Well, that pull was tough, but I think Fiji have got the short, pulled the right pull there. South Africa, Spain, and Argentina. Yeah, right. Yeah, so that could end up being New Zealand, Fiji, or New Zealand, South Africa final. But the way Fiji are going at the moment, far out. They're untouchable.
Yep, 2 games there, they both came back. From being down. So, good on them for doing that. And then over in the women's draw, New Zealand get to take on USA, Fiji, and Japan. And the Aussies got Canada, France, and Great Britain. So it looks like we'll be heading for another Aussie-Kiwi final in Perth.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't. Maybe Canada might be a rough shot, but I can't see anything being too out of the ordinary there.
Yeah,
final.
Yeah. And then, of course, today has been announced where all the games in the World Cup are going to be played. So the big one, New Zealand, Australia, will be played at Stadium Australia. And they also get England, Wales, and then a couple of quarterfinals. They get both semi-finals and the bronze final. My question is, what the hell's the pitch going to be like when we get to the grand final? Which... talking about birthdays, just happens to be the good wife's birthday. And I've already joked about taking her to Australia for her birthday.
It makes sense.
Oh, while we're here, we might as well go to the World Cup final.
A lot of games for Stadium Australia. I know it's the biggest, in terms of the stadiums that they use when it comes to rugby, but you'd think Brisbane, want to share.
Yeah. Well, they do get 2 quarterfinals, a couple of round of 16 games. I suppose one of the big games, it's hard to even pick a match there. You'd have to just say England, Argentina, France, South Africa, Australia, and Scotland will win all of those. So, nothing to really look forward to there. In Perth, New Zealand will kick off their World Cup campaign against Chile. And Aussie will take on Hong Kong in the opening game. It was an opportunity, though, wasn't it, not for Australia and New Zealand to play that match, and then Hong Kong, Chile?
Be a great kickoff start, wouldn't it? That way around.
Well, really, it could have been a case scenario of the first game of the competition versus the last game. Started off with New Zealand, Australia, finished with New Zealand, Australia.
It's an opportunity there.
Yeah, and of course Samoa, who qualified at Dubai, they get to play the USA, and then we've got Ireland, Scotland, which will be a great game, and then of course South Africa will win that match in Perth. New Zealand's game against Hong Kong will be played at Dockland Stadium in Melbourne. Again, you have to look at these games and just go, France, Scotland, Wales, Argentina, New Zealand, and Ireland will win that. Because remembering, we've got an extended competition this year. They will get a couple of round of 16 matches. Sydney Football Stadium. 2 stadiums in Sydney there to be used. They get Ireland, Portugal, Italy, Romania, France, and Samoa. Again, I suppose that Italy-Romania game might be a bit of a hiccup for the Italians, because don't rule out the Romanians. They're pretty good. And, exactly. Newcastle, they get some of the also-rans there, so there could be some great rugby to watch there, especially the Fiji, Spain, Uruguay, Portugal, and Italy, Georgia. I mean, I think all those games will be great matches to watch in Newcastle. If you want to go and hang out with all the Newcastle people.
Italy, Georgia have beaten Wales a few times.
Yeah.
Georgia and they did okay against South Africa, and they're a good side.
Well, if the Six Nations or Seven Nations, Georgia would be there. Basically.
Yeah, rivaling the Welsh.
And then North Queensland up there at the Horseshoe Stadium, I like to call it. Again, they get basically all the also-rans as well. But that Georgia-Romania game, that is huge. They get over 70,000 people into Tbilisi for this game when they play each other head-to-head. It is the equivalent of the Bledisloe Cup. I can't even think of the name of the trophy off the top of my head. But it is such a huge game that when they've even had on a Mother's Day once, and every mother could go for free.
What a great idea.
No, yeah, that's good. Yeah, great idea, yeah.
Yeah. And so what happens? You end up with 80,000 people. Hello, Georgia, Romania. So, world, certain games can be great. Chile, Hong Kong will be a good game. Tonga, Zimbabwe, I think that will be a rip roarer. And I think the Spanish, and I think the Spanish will be too strong for the Canadians there. And over there in Adelaide with the wineries and that, highly recommend it. If I had a choice to live anywhere, it would be Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Again, some interesting matches there. I think poor old Zimbabwe are going to be in for a hiding by the English. Japan, USA, Pacific nations, they're taking it on. And Argentina, Fiji, that could be another one as well. Zimbabwe could have a chance against the Welsh. So, as I said, they're the New Zealand pool games. The good thing is, though, if you look at the times, the game against Chile is at 6:15 New Zealand time. The game against Australia is at 7:10 New Zealand time. And the game against Hong Kong, China is at 7:15 New Zealand time. So, great evening viewings
for
the World Cup.
Against Hong Kong, China too.
Who?
New Zealand.
I think we might have a chance.
You reckon we're a shot?
Yeah, it'll be close.
I think me and Mike could lace up against Hong Kong, China. No,
it depends on how many Kiwis are in the Hong Kong, China team.
Yeah, true. And look, they've got a pretty good competition going on in Hong Kong, to be fair. I couldn't tell you about the playing in China, but there'll be some strong expats for sure and some good local players, jokes aside. I have no shadow of a doubt, but I know there's some great rugby played in Hong Kong. I can talk about that. And from what I understand, China's improved their rugby over the last decade or so.
Well, you think with 1 billion people, they would be able to find 15 decent ones.
You would have thought so, eh?
Yeah, I mean, don't they start them when they're 3 years old in those in athletics over there in China? So they had plenty of time to learn the game. And then, of course, the tour schedule coming up this year, of course, has been re-released. But the one that jumped out at me was it's still to be confirmed. But how good is it to see the Black Ferns taking on a Springboks 15 on the same day that we take on the Springboks in the third test?
Well, the Mayor of Friends will be all over that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good thing is it'll be hopefully it will be the curtain raiser to that match. A midnight kick-off maybe, watch that and then get into the third test. And then, of course, the fourth test, as we all know, it's going to be in the USA. But less said about that, the better. That's just the money talk there. It'll be interesting to see how many people will travel. And if they do, how many will be arrested.
I've got a question for you. We're playing the Springboks in 3 tests. No, 4 tests all up, but 3 tests in the Republic, in the Rainbow Nation. Am I correct?
Yes.
Why are they playing 2 of them in Johannesburg? Why aren't they sharing them around? Yes, I understand one of them's at Ellis Park, and I understand one of them's at the FMG Stadium, and I appreciate that it's a big city, big supporters, but that's typical of them to want to play us in Joburg, where our record's obviously improved. But are they going to play 1 test in Cape Town?
1 in Cape Town, yeah. The second test is in Cape Town.
Black supporters in Springbok there in Cape Town. And that's great to see they are taking 1 to Cape Town. I just am a little bit surprised that Kings Park Durban misses out on a test. It's a renowned ground. I know they're playing the Sharks there. I think the people of Durban would be very disappointed they're not playing a test there. And I think the people of Loftus Versfeld, Pretoria, I know it's only an hour down the road, but they'll be slightly disappointed as well. But especially Durban, Joburg and Pretoria are almost 2 cities, so I get that. But you imagine not playing a test in Durban when they get 3. I would have thought there'd be a little bit of grief down there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does. I mean, to me, it's just a rehash of a British Lions tour. It's not a tour. I mean, you know, where's Orange Free State? Where's Bloemfontein?
Why is no game being played at Bloemfontein? Exactly. In a place like Port Elizabeth, where they've played All Black tests in yesteryear, grounds like Port Elizabeth, Bloemfontein, Loftus, Pretoria, Kings Park, Durban, and yes, I know the Bulls and Sharks there. It's just not quite like the tours of old. Now, I understand that'll be revenue driven, and I understand the Springboks will want to play us in Joburg as much as humanly possible. But yeah, I like that you guys are on board with that. I think they could have spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah, no, when they say tour of South Africa, I just think of Northern Transvaal, Orange Free State, you know, Western Province, and all them sort of things. You know, it's great to play the Super Rugby teams, but the ex-Super teams. But yeah, to me, they haven't really set the world on fire in Europe either. So you know.
Well, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing, and I'm glad we've got a tour over there for the first time since '96, and I love that they're gonna play 3 tests and that we are going to play those provincial unions or World Rugby, United Rugby Championship teams, and that they're spreading it. So I'm grateful for what they've given us. I just think they could have done even more in terms of how they plan where the games are played.
Yeah, that's true. Right. We'll move on away from that because I always like giving referees a shout out. So congratulations to the following guys and ladies that have been pulled into the New Zealand referee squad. But awesome to see Jackson Henshaw from South Canterbury. Great to see what do you call it? Heartland guy there. You could argue Warwick Lemert, you know, I think they're from the Horowhenua region originally. Good mate of mine, Todd Petrie there from Auckland. Maggie Cocker-Orr, she's back there, one of the best referees going. Oh, she was referee of the year last year. But it's awesome to see Erin Doherty. I think she gets her first call up, so congratulations to her. So to all the referees, just keep those TMOs quiet and we'll be all happy. We've already spoken about the World Cup. But the big games are, and of course, I'm sure we'll all get up at 9 o'clock on Waitangi Day to watch this. I'll have to be very subtle about it because it's wedding anniversary day.
Congrats in advance.
Well, you know, the rugby's on. It's our wedding anniversary. But that's okay. We spent the first 5 years of our wedding anniversary me playing rugby. So it's a bit of a throwback there. But then again, it was another 5 years after that before we actually celebrated our first wedding anniversary because the good wife works in movies and TV. So she was working on movies and TVs on our wedding anniversary. So if it wasn't me playing rugby, she was making costumes for movies. So it took us a while, even though we thought, let's have our wedding on a public holiday. It took us 10 years before we could celebrate it because we were both doing stuff. But it kicks off. Yeah, so it kicks off this weekend on Friday or Thursday night because they got Thursday games this year. But we've got France taking on Ireland.
Game of the round.
Yep. So France taking on Ireland. These are European times, of course. So that's 9 o'clock New Zealand time on Friday. And then we've got Sunday morning, Italy, Scotland, and Sunday morning, I'm guessing about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, England taking on Wales. But France, Ireland, big news with Bundy Archie being suspended for 5 matches. Can the French knock the Irish off their perch?
Is Dupont back? Is the king back?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he is.
That is a monumental one. Anton Dupont returning to Test rugby. Is that correct? After a year off?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Injury? Oh, I think we'll strengthen them like no tomorrow. Mike, thoughts on this one, I guess, first?
Quick shout out to Josh Flavel.
There he is.
There he is. Yes, 5 a.m. kickoffs for the South African tour. So, yes. That is great.
Don't worry, he'll be over there.
Hope you will, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to talk to him about that. I need to get on board that too. Rich?
Yep. So, to everyone out there, head down to Franz Joseph Foursquare and buy your blocks of cheese for $20 a kilo to help fund Mr. Flavel's trip to South Africa.
Get around the Foursquare.
He might even put it on special for 15.
Drop our names.
Exactly, yes. But yeah, France, Ireland. I'm going to actually say the French here. I think the French at home will want to get the ball rolling, and for me, I'm going France.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a hard one, that one.
Yeah, because the Irish are improving. They've got talent still, even though.
I'll go. Yeah, I think I have to go France as well. Just leaning towards the French on that one a little bit.
Yeah, the only reason I'm also saying that. Yeah, the only reason I'm saying that is because World Cup next year. And you've got to get your balance right moving into a World Cup, right? And I think there's, by the end of the Six Nations, and don't forget we've got the Nations Cup later in the year, these games also, I believe, go towards Nation Cup points. So, it's all to play for. And if Ireland don't get going properly, I've got a feeling that, I could actually be wrong there. I think it's something to do with the end-of-year tours and mid-year tours, isn't it, the Nations Cup? So, but if Ireland start losing, they're going to start pulling the panic button, are they not, before the World Cup?
Yeah, they need they need them at first 5 to step up where Sexton used to dominate. They need the 10 to. If they get the 10 right, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
They've got to have a go in France. They've got to have a go in Paris.
Yeah, totally. And then Italy, Scotland. Italy are on the improve at the moment. And I'm going to go for, I suppose you could say, the upset. I'm going to go for, I love Scotland, sort of like my Six Nations team. But I think the Italians might get up over the Scottish. Their club sides have been doing really well, Benetton, in the URC. Sometimes you think, they're not going to win. Next minute they knock off a South African side. And
they just beat Australia in a test.
Exactly. And they have beaten Scotland previously, in recent years. So, I'm going to go Italy there.
I'm going Italy too, 12 and under, tight one.
12 and under?
Yeah,
okay. I'll go Italy in that one.
And then, of course, England-Wales.
England.
Can Wales turn it around? Can they do something miraculous? Can they do a USA-Russia miracle on ice, which I watched on Netflix the other night? Great documentary if you want to watch it. Can they do it? Can they pull one out of the hat with everyone going, give them the wooden spoon now?
Who's coaching them?
Gatlin, I think. No, Gatlin's gone, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rob Howley?
I don't know, someone from down the mines, I guess.
Come on, the Valleys. Wales have got to come out throwing punches, don't they? Not literally, but they've got to try something. They've got to have a go. I can't see them. I could see England doing some big damage to them, even with England being plagued with some injuries. I fear for Wales in this test. I think it'll be 13 plus, sadly. They've got to try. They've got nothing to lose. We saw some tiny improvements for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that it's amazing what you can fit in an hour. That's all I can say.
You've done
you still need you still need to get rid of that shirt. I'm not a fan of that shirt.
Well, I was going to wear my Highlanders shirt today, but then I did say to Jamie Livingston that I would give Ellesmere Sub-Union a shout out on the show for finally getting it to us. But another sort of news found out yesterday, unfortunately, no longer going to be with the Wairarapa Bush team, which is a bit of a shame after a few years, but at least I'm being shouted a lunch next week, which also brings me to say that because it is wedding anniversary weekend and we hate going away on long weekends because everything's booked out, we won't be here on Tuesday because we're going away for a few days, me and the good wife, on a bit of a Wairarapa trip. And but I thought, well, that's okay. I'll do it on Monday, but the car's got to go in for a warrant on Monday, so I can't do that. And then I thought, oh, well, we can do it on Wednesday, but then we're still away. But we will be back on Thursday, which is actually perfect because then we'll have the starting lineups for round 1 of Super Rugby, and then we can really dive into it. So I'll try and do a couple of commentaries and maybe just put up some recordings to keep all our fans are watching. But gentlemen, next Thursday to talk about round 1 of Super Rugby and catch up on what's happened in the previous weekend.
Sounds good, mate.
Look forward to it, Rebs. Appreciate all your work.
Yeah, no, that's all good. And but hey, don't forget, I still am involved with Heartland with the mighty Buller Boys. So watch this space for some interesting vid pods, as they like to call them now, or vidcasts, or I don't know, podcasts that I'm trying to organise with the boys from Buller. So we may even try and do the Buller Boys on the Road series, which could be a bit of a giggle. Yeah, and of course, we'll just keep on keeping on in. And until next week, chaps, I'm going to push the see you later button, and we'll talk to you really soon after the show, maybe. But otherwise, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Adios.
See you.
See you.